deelaydan tirinayo deel qafwan ka jirayo dawjidaan ku ahayniyo diiqad meel gelinaysa duwaan ka duwaa tixda waan ka duwaaye damaashaadkiyo goobtan u diyaarsan ciyaarta intaan diiriyo luuqda dhaantaan ugu doobyo wake up
Seema Malhotra, thank you very much. And let's listen. Thank you. Okay, Seema, you can go back. Thank you.
Thank you, Dowd. Thank you, Dowd. And thank you also to the Horn of Africa Foundation. I hope that you can hear me okay. And I'm delighted to be able to join you for today's very, very important seminar with the Honourable main guests, President Mustafa Omar and Minister Ahmed Yassin Ibrahim. This conference today is debating very, very important themes of development and the foundations of development, climate change and the devastating situation of drought, security and stability. Stability in politics and what good politics can deliver for nations and for communities is based on the strength of politicians and of democratic life. And for this, I pay tribute to our two political senior leaders who have joined today. I want to be clear that as a Labour Party and as a country, we stand together in solidarity to seek the stability and security of the Somali region in Ethiopia and the wider areas in Ethiopia, Kenya, and Somalia. And in your reaching across the world to diaspora communities for solidarity, support, and to engage in your strategy for growth and prosperity. I want to bring my best wishes to all who are here for the conference on behalf of myself and of the Labour Party. And I want to pay tribute to the Somalian diaspora community in my own constituency and more widely. I have seen the commitment to development at home alongside the hard work to settle here, to do well, and to support the education of the next generation to help them achieve their goals and ambitions. My predecessor, Alan Keane MP, did much as well, and indeed helped to support Mo Farah whilst he was still at school to get the chance to get on and have the chance to compete. Small interventions that we as members of Parliament seek to make every day for any child or person in need. But COVID has also brought home the impact of a sudden pandemic or serious event on our poorer and less settled families. And in the UK, we have seen the greater health impact and the greater economic impact of COVID on minority ethnic communities. It has forced us to rethink local public health strategies and how they are delivered. And as we saw from our own areas, members of the Somali community coming forward to help in vaccination efforts, to dispel myths, and to answer genuine questions and concerns. I myself attended a number of events and visited mosques and community leaders to build a stronger connections between our health services and the Somali community. COVID-19 has not left us, and we must continue the take-up of vaccinations across all communities. The young being vaccinated also protects their parents and grandparents from the spread of this devastating disease. And these were steps we took to support, and there were also steps we took to support the young and the old seeking employment. Meeting with the job centres here, but also communicating opportunities to all young people through our community networks. These networks must be resilient and connected. That's why I also want to thank the Horn of Africa Foundation for its work and what you have done, how you saw, how you helped, and how you supported those with lack of access to food, those experiencing loneliness, those unable or unwilling to reach out for the healthcare, partly due to the mistrust that we know exists between services sometimes unfamiliar with the needs of our diverse communities, and a reluctance also from many to come forward. But we know the prize, and I saw it every year as well with our young people. Young Somalis who I see do well and going to the top universities, backed by good local mentors and support from their schools. It helps drive so much the positive contribution of the Somali community, not just in Hounslow, but across our country. British public life is all the richer for the contribution of our diverse communities and faiths, and all of you who give so much in our community to every aspect of our nation, our businesses, our charities, our politics, and our public services. Conferences like this today are vital to share the universal values of peace and togetherness and common purpose in building prosperity here and in home nations for our diaspora communities. This is particularly significant at a time when we know that so many of those around us are in need of support, and where the times are more difficult, needing support through food banks, friendship, and care. But it's also a challenging time with the cost of living crisis biting, with prospects for families getting worse and the rise that we see in poverty. And where financial support becomes tighter, we also look to other ways to support the prosperity and development in Ethiopia and the region, the impact of climate change, the necessity for humanitarian assistance in Ethiopia's Somali region. The worst drought in 40 years has killed livestock, displaced whole communities, destroyed economic infrastructure, and is threatening millions with hunger. I will seek to support the efforts of the Minister and the President through raising this issue in the UK Parliament, and to back calls for greater resources and support of the United Nations. Your fast action and leadership has been essential. And it is clear as well that as well as dealing with the crisis, the support to deal with the climate and environmental conditions that is so urgently needed for the long-term sustainability of the region. I want to thank you again for inviting me to say a few words today. You have my solid commitment